It's time for another Dice Tower review with Zee Garcia.
Hey everybody, I'm reviewing the games in the Pack-O Games, Pack-O Games 2 here from Perplext. 8 little games, all you can buy them individually, you can buy them in the pack here together, and each one is a whole little game. And so today in this video I'm going to be taking a look specifically at this one here, Dig, with a puppy dog theme, in which you're going to be digging up bones, taking them to the respective bowls, trying to score the most points at the end of the game for the best bones. It's a very simple game. It's rated 1 on the scale that Perplext uses, which is 1 for casual, 2 for intermediate, 3 for a challenging game. So this is, according to them, one of the lighter games in the pack here. So let's take a look at how the game works, and we'll come back and I'll tell you what I think of it. I'm also going to rank this against the other 7 games in the line, and just for fun, I'm also going to rank it against all the other games, meaning the 8 total in this package and the original 8 that were released in Pack-O Games 1. So let's take a look at this and do some digging. Here we go. So here's what the game looks like set up. In fact, you cannot see the entire setup because this line continues past the edge of the screen here for about another 6 or 7 cards, all right? This represents, of course, a yard with several dog bowls, 5 colors spread throughout the yard. The doghouse, some puppies that represent the players. That's my puppy. And we are going to be digging up bones, dropping them off in these bowls, hoping to get the highest score at the end of the game, all right? The idea here is that each of these places in the yard that has the scent coming out of the ground has 2 colors on the back. So you're not quite sure which bone that is. For example, this card here has the red scent and the blue scent, and when you flip it over you realize it's the red bone, but you don't know that because there's another identical card on the back which has the blue bone on the front. On your turn you are going to be doing 3 actions, up to 3 actions, and there's a few different options for those actions. You can move. You're going to move either direction. You can move up to 4 spaces, -1 per bone you are carrying, okay? So you carry up to 3 bones and still move a single step. Second option is, let's say I go 1, 2, 3, 4. That is my first option. You start at the doghouse. Second option is I can dig up a bone. I would take this bone, I would dig it up, I would take a look at it in my hand, not show it to my opponents, and just keep it in my hand. Third option is I could, if I am at a dog bowl, I can drop off matching bones at that dog bowl, and I would simply bank those. I would take those out of my hand. I'm no longer carrying them. I have buried them, which means I can move with greater agility from now on until I pick up more bones. You can also, when you pick up a bone, by the way, you may replace it with one from your hand, and in fact, if you're already carrying 3 bones, you have to do that. And so let's say I moved out here for 1, I grabbed this for 2, and I'm going to move again for 3. 1, 2, 3. Once that's done, we're going to replenish empty spots all the way from the end of the line over here with the farthest card into that spot, and it would be the next player's turn to do their own thing. And so they might go 1, 2, draw this one for 3, 1, 2, 3, and that's it for them, and they keep that card in their hand. And again, we replenish all the way from the end, continue playing like that. At some point, I am going to, let's see what my friend here grabbed. Okay, let's say I'm going to have this player go next. They'll go 2, they'll grab this one, they'll move 1, and then we replenish from the end. But this time, instead of a bone coming over, it is a bowl. And so these bowls, throughout the game, the bones go away, but the bowls stay in place. And in fact, they'll be arranged here, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, at the very end of the game, which is how you score. And so let's say, just for the sake of the example, I'm going to do 1 time, bury a bone, 1, 2, blue, bury that bone, that's banked, and it's in front of me now. At the end of the game, as I said, these are all gone, and the bowls are going to be arranged on the table like so. Anything you have not buried at that point, too bad, you never got around to it. And then you are going to score. Every bone you've buried that is the color closest to the doghouse is 5. 4 points, 3, 2, and 1. And so everything in front of you, you add up those totals, figure out who the winner of the game is, and that's it. That's how you play Dig. So there you have it, Dig. I love the whimsical theme here. I love the bright look. I love the very simple pick up and deliver. I like that the mechanisms make sense. If you're carrying more, you can move less, but they don't bog down the game. I love being able to manipulate the line as to what you pull out from where, so that you have a card from the very end of the line, jump in and fill that spot, and you can kind of manipulate where the bowls end up, but it's certainly a very light game. Having said that, I really, really like this one. It is just breezy to play. It's a game you set up, you put all the lines in a row, and then you just sort of like, da-da-da, pick up your bones, walk over to the bowl, drop some bones in. You can be tactical. You can try to have certain matching bones and drop them all at once, save actions that way. But you can just sort of play too. And that's what I like about Dig. I think this is a great one to play with just about anybody. People are going to dig the theme. They're going to understand what's going on because it makes sense. And it's fun. It's really neat. So this one is my number 2 in the new set of 8, okay? Out of all the 8 in here, this is my second favorite one. Out of all of them, this is my number 3, meaning there's one game I like more from these 8, and there's one game I like more from the original 8. That's pretty good. And it speaks volumes to the originality of this set of games, considering these are 8 more games that fit in this tiny little package, and they are still clever and engaging and interesting. And yes, part of the charm is that you look at this box and you think there's not going to be much of a game in there. And then there is, right? That certainly does help. But I could see myself playing this even if it was just a regular game with a regular deck of cards sold by itself. And that's very cool. So that's Dig. This one's going to get a seal of excellence from me. Really like it. Gonna play this one with the nephews. Gonna play this one with mixed groups. Gonna enjoy it, I think, for a while. And I think you might too, so look into it. Dig.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at DicetowerNetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool stuff in stock. Check them out at CoolStuffInc.com.